Halloween, all you guys out there. How y'all doing tonight? I'm Buffalo Jay.
I am B-Rye. Welcome to TD's Beers and Tailgates.
Titties, beers, and tailgaters. What's going on, tailgaters?
Halloween style, baby. Let's go.
That's right.
Let's
That's what
do
we're
this
doing.
thing.
Whew. Hope you guys are all having a good Halloween out there. And you know what? We're going to do what we always do. We're going to go into the Week 8 review. We're going to give you guys Week 9 preview. New six-packs, new true falses. Man, it's going to be great. We got the kettle grill going over here. We're in a different location. Trick-or-treaters all around us. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. We're ready to fill our bellies with candy and beer and Jay's delicious meats as usual. And again, like you said, we're going to recap 8, talk about week number 9 and what's going on in the good old NFL, baby. So you probably can't hear me very well, so I got to lose this. I just had to do it for the intro effect, and I got to move on from the mask, y'all. So
I'm going to get into what I'm drinking.
Yeah, let's do
Hey,
that.
we're in Northern Illinois, the Midwest, and
Yeah.
it's October. Feels like freaking December. I'm going with an Alaskan Amber Alt Beer because you know what? I think it's warmer in Alaska right now than it is here.
You know what? You're probably right on that. We got a lot of snow if you didn't hear out here in the lovely Midwest, and I am in the Halloween mood, drinking an old zombie dust from
Nice.
good old Three Floyds in Munster, Indiana.
I love it.
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, buddy. That's good stuff. All right.
Not bad.
So, we it's Halloween. We got little costumes on. We moved away from our traditional jerseys for this week, and we can talk about that. I myself dressed up as a jester / Joker, and really to represent my Bears. They've been a fucking joke so far this year, and I felt it was appropriate to do that. I did have a jersey I was gonna wear today, but I lent it out to
that's right.
somebody.
Yeah, who was that you lent that out to?
So, we told everybody if you could catch Around the Horn on ESPN today. I was on at 5 Eastern, 4 Central, and none other than Sarah Spain from Chicago borrowed my Gardner Minshew jersey. And if you watch the whole show, she also won Around the Horn today, representing Gardner Minshew.
Very cool.
And yours truly was able to help her out and loan her his jersey. So we got a little love on ESPN. And we're pretty excited about that.
Little love on ESPN. I mean, you gotta love that. I mean,
absolutely.
hey,
It's kinda cool.
Got a little over 150 members here right now, and
Right?
with a little love on ESPN don't hurt nobody. So
No, not at all.
thank you, Sarah, for that.
Absolutely, yeah, it was very cool. Ooh, hey, little feedback.
Me myself.
Yeah.
So I chose to dress up. I could have dressed up as Tom Brady. I could have dressed up, as really anybody. I chose to go as a referee. Because you know what? The referees are nothing but a bunch of jokes right now in the NFL. I mean, it's absolutely horrendous.
Yep.
So, I got the referee costume on today.
There you go.
Why not, right?
Absolutely. All right. Oh, boy.
That's going to be a fun show.
All right. Why don't we get into how we did personally in our fantasy leagues? Jay, I think you had a decent week last week, huh?
Oh, man, did I have a good week. I went 5-1 in my leagues. Big money league. Loved it, was winning. So everything was good in the world of Buffalo Jay and his fantasy team. So I'm
Right
a happy
on.
camper.
There
Happy
you go.
Camper.
I bounced back from my 0-3 and I went 2-1. So got a 2-game losing streak in one league, but sitting nice at 7-1 in a couple other leagues. So I'm pretty happy. Still in first place.
Didn't I hear you lost to the second to worst team?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
I left Tevin Coleman and his 4 TDs and 37 points on my bench.
Ah.
Had I had him in my lineup, that would have worked out much better. So, shit, that didn't work out so well.
Cheers to Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman on my bench. Newcomb and I, we used to joke about that every time we'd always leave like the highest scoring guy on our bench. We're like, I'm gonna change my team name to On My Bench.
There you go. I like it.
All right. So we already did a shout out again, Sarah Spain, ESPN. Thank you very much.
I got a shout out as well.
Yeah.
And that is going to be to Dan Wright with the Wright Barbecue Company.
There you go.
We are going to be doing a giveaway to one lucky winner, which in the true false segment, I will let you know what you have to do, and I'll also post that. But we got a beautiful bottle of Wright Barbecue Sauce Peach Chipotle, and also a Wright Barbecue Company koozie. So we will be giving one of those away to a lucky winner.
There you go.
And details will be following, so stay tuned.
So we used some of that sauce over this weekend at a Halloween party. Put some meatballs, mixed a little something else in there, and everybody raved about it. That sauce
It's
is
good on
phenomenal.
some balls. It's good on some balls.
Absolutely.
You know?
Put it on some balls, you'll love it. Good stuff, man. So, okay. What else we got going on here?
Didn't we have a red flag challenge last week?
Yeah, thanks for remembering that.
Yes, and it's not me.
No.
Yes!
I tried to get him to mash a red flag challenge. It didn't happen. I did have one with Stephon Diggs. I thought he'd be a top 10 receiver, and he did have a good game. I think he had, 9 catches for $143 or something like that, or 7 catches for $143.
Great. It was a great game. Great
He
play
was
by
a
him.
top 10 receiver going into Monday night, and he had 2 Steelers jump in front of him, moved him down to number 12. So
Way to go, Pittsburgh!
yeah, exactly. And that Juju helped me, but I didn't need both those guys jumping over him. So I did say I was not going to have another pepper. I don't want to die on live TV.
You didn't want to do a hot pepper.
No, but I kind of chose something I think that nobody should really be putting in their mouths. If you're from Chicago, you've heard of Malort. Malort Liqueur. This stuff is terrible. I am going to do a shot. I brought an extra one if you want one.
No.
Okay.
I'm not
All
doing
right.
one.
I walked into the liquor store today and said, hey, I lost a bet. I'm looking for some Malort. He's like, oh, you too? Yeah, that happens a lot.
That's a shitty
anyways,
shot.
this stuff's been around since 1930 and here in good old Chicago. So I lost my bet. I'm going to take my punishment, and you're going to have to talk for a minute or two.
Don't puke on this.
No,
Don't
puke on
this.
the trick-or-treaters.
You enjoy that.
right.
So what we got going on food-wise today, while he's going ahead and having some fun, we are focused on the... Wait.
Oh, God.
Wait.
Hang on.
Hang on, a little set difficulty.
I like podcasts.
Thank you.
Okay.
Podcasts.
So,
Oh, God.
we actually have the food going on today is going to be derived around the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. So we got ourselves Chicago-style beef combos. If you don't know what that is a heart attack waiting to happen. It's sausage, it's Italian beef, all on a
Sounds
bun.
fantastic.
Jardiniere, provolone. It's going to be good. And then we also got some jalapeno poppers happening with Philadelphia cream cheese because we already did cheesesteaks. I'm not doing a cheesesteak. So I figured why not do some poppers with some Philadelphia cream cheese, also some more Italian sausage, and it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to it.
There
Going to
you
be
go.
a good cook.
It sounds fantastic, and this other bottle of Malort, I think we're going to give it to someone who shows up who's not wearing a Halloween costume.
As long as they got to show ID, right?
They got to show their ID.
Whoa.
If they have a shitty costume we don't like, you got that, because, oh my God, that's terrible. Okay. So we're moving up for a red flag challenge. Jay talked about the menu tonight. Why don't we move on to our 6-pack Week 8 recap?
Week 8 recap. Would you like to start or do you want me to go ahead?
You know what?
How you
I'd
doing
be
over there?
happy to start because I was pretty happy with my 6-pack from last week.
Yeah.
So I led off with the Jaguars defense. Jacksonville Jaguars got the Jets, Jets, who continue to suck. And they put up 15 points. They had 3 picks and 8 sacks. It's 2 weeks in a row that the Jaguars D had 3 interceptions. And another cool thing in that game, anybody who saw it, I'm sure you did, the Jaguars mascot totally trolled Sam Darnold by dressing in a ghost outfit. So that was hilarious. But the Jags D came through with 15 points. If you streamed them, I'm sure you're really happy.
Sam Darnold, I'm sorry, I don't get it. He's got the mono, right? We talked about that. He's seeing ghosts.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't have turf toe. He broke a toenail for crying out loud. And now I heard he's got a God-blessing thumb problem because he shoved it up friggin' Le'Veon's ass. So I don't know what's going on with him. But, it's not looking good for Sam Darnold right now.
We mentioned Around the Horn and Minshew, one of the other hosts on that show, dressed up as Sam Darnold's spleen.
Oh, that's
That
great.
was hilarious, yeah.
That's
so,
great.
yeah, it was a good episode. Halloween show's always good. You get a chance, we should watch it.
So last week I had Todd Gurley going in my 6-pack. I thought he was a solid play. Yeah, no. He had 10 carries, 44 yards. Thank God he had a touchdown. He had 1 target in the passing game, but guess what? He didn't catch the son of a bitch. projected at a 17-3. His matchup was sexy. No, finished with a 10.4. He was a turd. He's not our turd dropper this week, but that's probably a reason why I ended up trading him away this week in my big money league.
Help yourself. Grab a couple. Yep. There you go.
Sorry, we got the trick-or-treaters going as we're doing this, so it's all good. So yeah, Todd Gurley, not so good.
No, but on the same team, Jared Goff actually was decent. So for
Jared
2 weeks
Goff
in a
was.
row, he put up 27. So back-to-back 27-point weeks for Jared Goff. 372 yards and 2 TDs against Cincy. So he was the guy to play from the Rams offense last week. He did very well over the pond if you started Jared Goff.
Cooper Kupp, baby. That's all I gotta say is Cooper Kupp. Thank God he was on my team. I had also John Brown, wide receiver, Buffalo Bills, going against the Philadelphia Eagles. Their defensive backs are horrendous. I thought it was going to be good. I did not know the winds were going to be swirling at 45, 50 miles an hour and rain most of the game. But he did have 8 targets. He had 5 catches, 54 yards, didn't find the end zone. That's what kind of sucked. Projected 13-1. Also finished with a 10.4 in most leagues. So not too good on that one.
No. Next player I had my 6-pack was Austin Eckler. And he didn't get a lot of touches. He only had 5 touches. He did find the end zone with all those touches, but he only had 9 points. So, expecting more. Again, I was hoping for more like a 20-point range out of him, but, he touched the ball 5 times. The Bears, defense is decent. That's about the only thing decent. And, on their special teams, punting is okay. Kicking I'm not happy with. But, anyways, Eckler didn't get the opportunity. 5 touches, you're not going to, you don't want that guy in your starting lineup with 5 touches. So,
No.
All right.
So one of the good ones that I had last week was Derek Carr. Now Derek Carr he did really good for me last week. 18 for 30, 285, no turnovers, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. Only projected at a 15.5. Finished with a 23-4. Very good waiver wire pickup if you were looking to stream a quarterback last week. So Derek Carr, thank you for saving me a little bit with some of my crap, but you did very well there, buddy.
There you go. I bounced back a little bit with DK Metcalf. So he didn't go off, but he had a good game because we talked about last week, Metcalf leads the league in red zone targets. He had 2 touchdowns last week. However, he only had 2 catches for 13 yards.
Oh, man.
I mean, come on. But those 2 catches were both touchdowns. So he's productive. He is someone that I do like as a flex going forward, especially this weekend against Tampa Bay. I think the Seahawks got a good matchup there, and Tampa Bay likes to let up a lot of points. So Metcalf, 16 points. I'll take it.
Yeah, so my next one was not good at all. Good old Kenny Stills. Will Fuller going down. I thought Kenny Stills was going to be really, really good for Houston. 5 targets, 3 catches, 22 yards, finished under 6 points, and not very good. So Kenny Stills, dude, you got to catch up. You got a lot of catching up to do to get to Will Fuller numbers.
Yeah,
where you at, buddy? Where you're just sitting still. That's what you're doing. You're sitting still.
Kenny Stills is still.
I got nothing else on Kenny.
All right. Well, Terry McLaurin, who's supposed to tear it up, he did not. The Vikings were up most of the game, but it was kind of a shitty Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that happens. That happens way too often. And McLaurin was not a good play last week. He had a whole 7 points. Not even worth talking
That's
about.
still better than Kenny
So,
friggin' sitting stills.
Yeah, it was. But McLaurin was he was a skunk in my 6-pack. So moving on from Terry McLaurin. What do you got?
A.J. Brown, Tennessee Titans. You know what? 2 catches, 3 targets. Ryan Tannehill is playing very, very well. He's got that offense going. But A.J. Brown was not part of that. A.J. Brown, not part of it. 2 catches, 11 yards. Saving grace, he had a touchdown.
Yep.
Saving grace, he had a touchdown. 9.1 in most leagues. I mean, it was just not what I was looking for. Really hoping for a little bit more out of him.
All right, my last 6-pack member was another defense, the Detroit Lions. And they did what I was hoping. They put up double digits. They had 11 points. The week before, they had -5. So a lot of people were probably thinking, shit, they had a bad feeling about the Lions in your lineup. But they had a good matchup against the Giants, and they came through. Again, double digits out of a streaming defense. I'll take that any day of the week.
You know, double digits coming out of your defense is definitely something you want to look for. And I mean, I should have taken B-Rye's advice last week, but I won, so it's okay. But man, it was a lot better than what streaming shit I was doing.
Yeah.
All
one
right,
more there, pal,
I got
or-
one more.
All right.
My last one was James Conner. You know what? He did very, very well last week. He was projected under 20. He was projected at 19 in most leagues. Finished with 23 carries, 145 yards, had the touchdown, but he only had 3 catches for 5 yards. Would have liked to see a little bit more coming out of the backfield, but you know what? James Conner, 24 points in most leagues or more, so I'm really happy for you. Between you and Derek Carr, you helped me out a little bit this week. It wasn't such a turd, but hey, you know what? That's my six-pack
There you
recap
go.
from last week, and I'm just going to laugh at it.
You should. I was, you know what? I was pretty happy with my 6-pack. We'll see how this week goes. But why don't we move on? Ready to move on to our turd dropper already? Should we do that?
I guess we're moving on to that turd dropper of the week last week. Who do we have in our toilet seat? Hey, look, the snow's coming. This is great.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because it's awesome. And then, hey, it's tailgate
Halloween.
weather. It's football weather. It's tailgate weather. This is great.
Yep.
So who is in the toilet for the turd dropper is none other than Larry freaking Fitzgerald.
That breaks my heart.
Look, Larry Fitzgerald, I really didn't think I'd have to put you in here.
Right.
But in the last 2 weeks, you have barely put up 2 points in each one of those. Last week you had 2 catches on 5 targets for 8 freaking yards. 2 catches, 8 yards. You're averaging 4
You had
yards.
8 more yards than
What?
me, and you get paid millions of dollars.
Are you kidding? 2 points. The week before that, you had 1 freaking catch for 12 yards. Like, dude, 20 yards in 2 weeks? Dude, you know. Larry, come back. Larry, come back. What's that song? Come back.
Yeah.
Baby, come back.
Oh, man.
Oh, Larry, sorry, bro. You're the turd dropper of the week, brother.
Yeah, you know, like you said, he said sorry. I love Larry Fitzgerald. I do. I think he's been one of the
He's a stand-up guy.
absolutely
He really is.
one of the best professionals ever. But fantasy-wise, he's unfortunately starting to become irrelevant.
Well, he's been putting up double-digit numbers. He really has.
After the
man.
first 3 weeks, he was your number 15 receiver. He should be starting in every league. He gave everybody a nice tease, but unfortunately now he's made me soft. I edited that comment for the trick or treaters, but
You guys,
now
if you can
now
you
he's
walk
jumping
right around that way?
Right
for us,
around that
please?
way.
Yeah, walk around that way for
Yep.
us. Thank you.
Yep.
So anyway,
Anyways, he went from 15 to 30. I feel terrible for Larry. So, anyways,
Larry, I'm going to laugh at you real quick,
yeah.
Larry.
he's not playable unless you're in a deep league, and we'll
I'm
move
trying
on.
to trade him away, but nobody wants him. Damn it.
And again, I love him. But anyways, all right. How about what do we do next? You want to move on to some news? And,
Yeah, let's get into some news, some
and that kind of
injuries.
shit?
I do got some things rolling right
All right,
here.
Ken. It's all good.
I'm going to go ahead and put these poppers on real quick. So you go ahead and do what you got to do. I'll throw the poppers on real quick.
Let me see if I can find some news. Is there anything going on in the league? Okay, so trade deadline was last week, and there were a ton of rumors, but not a lot of action. The biggest name to get moved was Aqib Talib, and the Dolphins basically traded for a draft pick. Talib was hurt. He's eligible to come back maybe week 15. I don't think he's going to even wear a Dolphins uniform. A fourth round pick. They paid maybe $5 million or so. For
They got
a
it. What was
fourth
a
round
fifth round pick? Fifth round pick. So you're talking like
Yeah,
100
pick.
about 140th in the draft,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And what makes me laugh about this is Miami. Okay, now Miami. Look, I get it. You're tanking. I truly get you're tanking, right? I get it. But you get rid of your number one tackle. You get rid of your number one linebacker. You get rid of your number one safety. You get rid of your number one running back.
Yeah.
You get rid of your number 2 wide receiver. But then, you go ahead and acquire a guy who's not going to play. You already know
Right.
he's not going to
Right,
play.
right.
You're going to take over his salary of $5.3 million, right? For what? So that you could have the 140th pick in next year's. Are you kidding me? Like, how did I just want to know how the GM, seriously, convinced his owner this is going to be a good freaking idea.
Well, it's kind of like what the Browns do with Osweiler, right? The Browns traded for Brock Osweiler. He didn't ever play for the Browns, but they got, they just traded for a draft
They
pick.
did. But
traded
speaking of
Texans.
Brock Osweiler,
Yeah.
here's what's great about that.
God.
He just retired from
Thank
Miami
God.
because he said, you know what? I'm afraid of what you're going to do to me. You're probably going to
Well-
make me pay you money, so I'm out of here.
Yeah, to Jay's point about Miami, they're trading everybody not named Dan Marino.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
seriously. And even if Bo Jackson was on that team, they'd trade him for a 4th-round draft pick. I'm not even kidding.
They would. They would.
Oh, so all right. So we'll get some news for Thursday Night Football. So we got the Cardinals and Niners playing tonight.
Yeah.
And Cardinals have a couple running backs that are banged up. David Johnson and Chase Edmonds are both out tonight.
Yep.
They have the newly acquired Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake.
However, he gets a hell of a matchup against the Niners. I don't like any running backs there for the Cardinals tonight. Again, they're just pulling people off the street. I might pull the next trick-or-treater and ask him or her if she wants to run the ball for the Cardinals tonight. And they might say no because they got the Niners. The Niners are a pretty scary defense.
And I'll tell you, for a lot of you guys out there to have David Johnson right now, we touched on it a little bit last week because of what they did, where they only brought him in for a play, said, yeah, he's not going to play. His injury is a lot worse than what they're making it out to be.
Yeah.
Last week they signed Alfred Morris and Zach Zenner. This week they traded and got Kenyon Drake. It does not sound like he's coming back anytime soon. I'd be a little cautious if you're a David Johnson owner right now. Be on the lookout because he's not a healthy cat.
No, nope, not at all. Speaking of not healthy cats, we got James Conner who's got a shoulder.
Ooh,
so he
yes.
got hurt on Monday night against the Dolphins. And, he's practicing on a limited basis, but he's someone that you want him in your lineup if he's ready to go. But I think, in my opinion, he's going to be a game-time decision come Sunday.
Yep.
So you want to monitor Connor's status as much as you can. Even his backup, Samuels is hurt, or
Little
Benny
bit.
Snell.
Little bit.
So, make sure you're watching Connor very closely come Sunday kickoff for the Steelers and Colts.
Yeah.
Next, let's move on to Devontae Adams. He's still day-to-day.
Yeah.
He's got a turf toe. And turf toe, you think, hey, here's his fucking toe. But that is an injury that lingers, man. It lingers and lingers and lingers. So he's still day-to-day. Don't know when he's going to come back. I really don't like any of the other Packers receivers because it looks like Rodgers he hasn't found anybody he loves. He's spreading the ball to...
He spreads the ball around.
To
Anybody.
Adams, to, Valdez-Scantling,
MVS,
to,
baby.
Graham, to whoever he
Lazard.
can. Exactly. So he has a lot of options. He hasn't found somebody he loves. When Adams comes back, of course, you're going to love him, get in your lineup. But anyways.
Hell, he's hitting those backs out of the
He's
backfield,
day-to-day.
too.
He
Whether
is,
you got Aaron
yeah.
Jones or even Jamal Williams,
Yeah.
he's really hitting those guys right now, too, which is a great thing to see. And those two guys, let me tell you, they're playing against each other very, very well. Like, they're feeding off each other. So, both those guys are solid plays right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right. Another note that I have here, Deshaun Jackson is getting closer to returning, and there's a chance he might play against my beloved Bears this weekend. It gives Carson Wentz another option and opens up the running game a little bit more because he got someone who can stretch the field, and it helps Jeffrey and Ertz. So if Jackson comes back, Wentz and Jackson did show a lot of chemistry early in the season,
Yeah.
and then he got hurt, so he's close to returning. Just want to mention that.
Now, back on the Philadelphia real quick before you move on.
Yeah, sure.
Miles Sanders. Keep an eye out for Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
He did get hurt last week in the Buffalo game. He broke off a phenomenal run of 65 yards to start the third quarter, and then he was out. He got hurt with his shoulder. Keep an eye on Miles Sanders if you guys have him. He might be a little questionable this week.
Speaking of the Buffalo Eagles game, I got to give you a little
Come on.
shit. I got to
Come
give you a
on.
little shit.
Come on.
Last week, if y'all remember, I was talking about Jordan Howard. I was talking about the Bills and Eagles game. I said, I like me some Jordan Howard. And Jordan Howard went for 96 and a tutty. And actually, not only that, but the Eagles put up over 200 yards on the ground against Buffalo. I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. I'm scared. However, they did run rampant over the Bills, and that sucks. But Jordan Howard did do pretty good, so I just kind of want to give myself a little, whatever I can get a little something. I want to, get it.
That's fine. I'll take the dig. I'll enjoy it. They did run all over my beloved.
There's some award, but he never did the challenge.
No, we're not doing. No, not happening.
I tried.
But hey, you know what? It was what it was, and yeah, We threw up a turd defensively. It was not very good.
You know, maybe what I think I'll do is we'll save this Malorts for some challenges on Sunday. We'll make some bets.
Ooh,
and
I
see
like
what
that.
happens with
Yeah,
that.
we got some good stuff coming up on
Yep,
Sunday.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, so we move on from Deshaun Jackson and the Eagles and all that good stuff, and let's go to Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown is finally returning to practice, and it looks like he will be back for a key matchup against the Patriots.
Yeah.
So
Big matchup.
Exactly, and you know what? What are the Patriots going to do? They try to take away your best player. They do take away your best player. They've been very good at that for many, many years. So they're going to try to shut down the run game. They're going to try to shut down Ingram and Jackson and limit their running lanes. But it could open up a lot of opportunities for Hollywood Brown. So he's coming back. He might be a sneaky flex play this week.
Him and Mark Andrews. Yes.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
We'll definitely get into more of that
yeah,
here
absolutely.
later on.
Oh,
in the
I
show.
like me some Mark Andrews.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Another big name, a bigger name, wide receiver, AJ Green.
AJ.
He's expected to be back after the bye, week 10.
He
did
is?
not get traded, one of the many names that was rumored out there.
Yeah.
But AJ staying in Cincinnati. I heard some rumors about they might be offering like a 1-year deal or something like that, which is a slap in the face to AJ. Give AJ whatever he, buy him out for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Give him a 3-4 year deal. Be done with it. The guys, again, like Larry Fitzgerald, I think AJ
Stand-up
Green
guy.
is-
AJ's a stand-up guy. He wants to
He's a
stay in
Fitzgerald,
Cincinnati.
yeah.
But you know where you guys went wrong in Cincinnati? You benched Andy Dalton
First of
on
all, you're
his
in
birthday. I mean, like you're on a bye
Yeah,
week, right?
yeah,
you
yeah.
could have chose to bench him today.
Yep.
You didn't. You benched him on his birthday. Like
absolutely.
What, the guy has given you guys nine solid years. He's played very well for you guys. And you bench him on his birthday. Like, come on.
I know.
Come on. Even Marvin Lewis wouldn't have done that.
You might as
shit.
well just smash his face right in his birthday cake.
Jesus.
Poor dude. And then one other little tidbit I have here is the Patriots. They're got the kicker merry-go-round since Gostowski has been out. I've only had half a beer and I'm a Malort. But Mike Nugent did not make the cut, and they have now brought in Nick Folk, a new kicker in New England.
Picked him up.
So there you go. So if you haven't picked him up, it could be a good waiver wire. If you need a kicker this week, there's a handful of teams that are on a bye. We got the Bengals, Falcons, Rams, and Saints are all on a bye.
Yeah.
So if you need a kicker, that might not be a bad grab, Nick Folk. And you know what I like to say real quick too is kudos to the Patriots for having the balls to cut a kicker who's not doing his job. So again, that's my homer. That's my Chicago, right? Eddie Pinheiro missed a couple field goals. Could have won the freaking game. Had the game winner. There's a lot of shit to talk about there.
You know what, man? I get where you're going.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not giving kudos to the Patriots. I'm just not
Well,
going to do it.
It's not in your blood. But what I'm saying is, well, how about this? All right, let's go to Atlanta. They cut Matt Bryant. Matt Bryant wasn't doing his job. So last year the Bears were, hey, we're loyal to Cody Parkey. What'd he do? He got you knocked out of the effing playoffs. All right?
True.
Now we're loyal. We're going to be loyal to Eddie Pinheiro. Stop that bullshit. The guy's not doing his job. Cut him. Get rid of him. Find somebody else. And it's more than
did it
Pinheiro.
right.
It's more than Pinheiro. Pinheiro was put on a shitty spot by Matt Nagy by taking an effing knee when he could have ran the ball or thrown the ball for another 10 yards and
Hey,
get him a little bit closer.
last I heard, this
So that's
guy's
really
all
crap.
hurting on butthurt on Eddie Money Pinheiro. Look, I kind of like
Nagy.
Eddie Money Pinheiro, but you know what? He even came out and said, "I really wish the ball wasn't where the hell they put it.
Right.
You could have ran it over to the middle,
And
but no."
this
and
goes
as far
on
as
the
Cody
coach.
Parkey goes, didn't Cody Parkey lose a game this week?
He did.
Did he miss a
Was it for Tennessee or something?
Yeah, you gotta love
Cody
you
Parkey
gotta
did what
love
Cody
it.
Parkey did.
Oh.
Eddie Pinheiro decided to dress up as Cody Parkey for Halloween, but Matt Nagy dressed up as fucking Mark Trestman for Halloween. So that pisses me off, man.
I like the Mark Trestman.
Oh my
stuff.
god!
I was gonna say Dave Wannstedt,
I mean,
but hey,
he just dressed up like a big, fat.
oh, it's
pussy.
great.
So, yeah, exactly. I'd be very careful because we got trick or treaters around. But oh my god, I could go on all night about this. But that's my news, folks, and let's move on to the next segment.
So there's the news. Let's go into the true false review from last week. So we had, like I said, I do 3, he does 3.
Yeah.
We go back and forth with each other. Brian, you did pretty good last week.
I wish I could say the same, bro.
Brian went 2 for 3 last week. Hey, you know, I got you. Brian went 2 for 3 last week. Last week I asked him, where was it? Could the number 1 scoring defense in the league, the New England Patriots, be held to under 10 fantasy points against the Browns? Brian said, hell to the no, and guess what? They scored 20. So
They
doubled.
doubled.
They
They
doubled.
doubled it.
They doubled. And I tell you, that was a great one. That was a great one.
It's ridiculous what they're doing.
It really is.
You want to run through them all, or then go back
Yeah,
and forth?
yeah, no, I'll run through the next one.
Yeah.
Whether or not was Miami going to get their first win? Yeah, you know, it was a long shot. I threw it at him. He said, no, not going to happen. And guess what? They didn't fucking win.
Look good for a minute.
They did. You know, Fitzpatrick, actually, I will say, Fitzpatrick does get those players to play around him. I love that about Fitzmagic. But, not there.
You know, sorry, real quick on that game. So it started 14.
Man, I was ready. Oh,
You're doing good.
I was ready to keep
You're doing
going.
good. You're doing good. I'll give you a break. Drink a beer for a second. So it's 14-0. It was 14-0. The Steelers were getting booed like they should have been booed because they were playing like shit. And Mason Rudolph took it like a man, and they were asking about being booed. He said, you know what? We deserved it. He goes, there's an expectation in Pittsburgh, and we were not playing to that level. We deserve to get booed.
Yeah, they weren't.
Again, go back to my Bears or any other team. I've heard from the Cubs and from more Chicago, right? But their feelings are hurt because they got booed. Get out
football
of here!
show.
Get out of here! So, okay, the Bears though. Eddie Jackson from the Bears said, it hurts our feelings when we're booed, or that's not right. Get out of here! Mason Rudolph had it right. There's an expectation for you, for Pittsburgh, for Chicago,
That's
for
right.
Buffalo, Green Bay. I don't care where you're from. You're held to high expectations, and if you don't perform, you're going to get booed.
Exactly.
So deal with it.
It happened a couple weeks ago with Miami and Buffalo.
Yeah.
Josh Allen came out and said we deserve to be booed.
Yep.
Because they didn't show up the first half.
Absolutely.
So my third true false that I gave to B-Rye over here was whether or not Aaron Rodgers could continue his undefeated streak against Andy Reid and go to 4-0 against him. He didn't think it was going to happen. He thought for sure Kansas City was going to win. He thought Andy Reid was going to make sure Aaron Rodgers got taken care of. But Aaron Rodgers found a way to win. And Aaron Rodgers is a magic man, much better than a Dan Makowski, the magic man. He is a
God.
magic man. And I'll tell you,
That's
Aaron
worse than
Rodgers,
Malort.
fantastic. And that was your one loss. That was your one loss.
All right.
Yeah,
Mr. J.
Yep.
Buffalo.
I was
J,
all high on my 2 for 3 last week, and
he was
not so good this week.
He was wide right on all 3.
Wow, you're gonna go with the wide right reference. What a prick!
I should show you what I'm wearing under like 3 layers here,
No.
but I won't. I don't want to get murdered.
guy's double
I don't want to
prick.
get murdered by a clown
Double
tonight.
prick.
So the first true false was thrown at Buffalo J was Josh Allen throwing for over 255. He said true, and that was false. He threw for $169.
You know, but I didn't know the winds were going to be 45, 55 miles an hour either. I mean, come on. The weather report didn't come out Thursday, all right?
No, but Weather Channel's a free app if you don't have it. You can subscribe. All right. So next, McCaffrey. McCaffrey coming off his bye. Would he go into San Francisco and get his average of 25 or more? And Jay said false. It was true. He barely did it. He got 26.
He barely did.
And really, right now, that's all Carolina had to rely on that game because San Francisco beat the living piss out of them. And the last one was
McCaffrey
kind of
was like their
a...
only offense in that game.
He was. Yes.
God.
I said the 49ers manhandled them, and I kind of expect a little bit of that tonight, too, against the Cardinals. Thursday night's crappy football, but I think the Niners are going to win big.
Yeah.
And then the last one was kind of a last-minute change. And I said that Julio Jones would have more fantasy points than... oh, wait. You got that? Oh, than DeAndre Hopkins. And Jay said that would be false. And Julio ended up with 25. Hopkins ended up with 21. So they both had decent games. We talked about Julio and DeAndre getting more love since Sanu and what's his face? The dude Fuller were gone and out of the picture for a while. So they both did get over 20. But Julio bested DeAndre last week. Why don't we get into week 9 true and false, bro?
Week 9 true false? Is
Yeah,
that where we're going next?
let's do it.
Okay, hang on. Go ahead while I'm doing some food stuff right now. You go ahead and give me what you got.
All right. Number 1 was the guy that I left on my effing bench, Tevin Coleman. Had a monster game in week number 8. See what I did there, Jay?
Yep.
All right. And he had 4 touchdowns, 37 points. Will Coleman get at least half of that, which is 18.5? So I'm going to give you the, kind of like a Vegas spread here.
Okay.
So will he be over 18.5 in week number 9?
Tevin Coleman over 18.5 against that vaunted Arizona defense.
And he's got a Thursday night football, but Breeda's out. Mozart, I think's out. He might. Or Breida, I'm not sure. Actually, I heard he might play. But, hey, what's
Arizona,
happening?
so Arizona, believe it or not, is actually a very, very good defense
Yes.
against the running game. Do I think that Tevin Coleman is going to go ahead and get 18.5 points? No.
No?
False
That's
on
a
that
big no.
one. I think they're
All
going
right.
to be passing the ball. I think Emmanuel Sanders and
Okay.
George Kittle are going to have a big game. False on the 18.5.
All right. He's got a big false on the Tevin Coleman. Why don't you throw one at me there, bro?
All right, I'm going to throw one at you right now.
Let's do it. What do you got?
Here's a good one. So since 2000,
Yeah.
the Chicago Bears have faced the Eagles 13 times, only winning 4 times. And the last one
Yeah.
being 2011
Yeah.
in Philly. Will they get their 5th win this week in Philadelphia?
You know, as much as I love to say yes, I just don't see it happening. They're a mess. The play calling's a mess. Special teams a mess. The offense can't move the effing ball. The only 2 things they have going good is the defense and the punt.
So you believe they are going to lose? Your
So-
beloved are going to lose this
I think
week?
so. I think so.
Wow.
You know what? It's a revenge game too, right? You got the revenge games coming up. Jordan Howard, Alshon Jeffrey, they're going to be psyched out of their minds for this freaking game. Unfortunately, that scares me a little bit. So yeah, I know. Yeah. Go ahead and laugh, pal. Go ahead and laugh. So I don't. I don't think it's looking good for my Bears this week. So that's a false.
All right.
All right, mine's pretty simple. My next one. So New England going into
I
Baltimore.
don't want to hear about New England.
Other than the Bills, this I think is their first challenge. Their next challenge this year.
Yeah.
They go into Baltimore and they get their first L. Is that true or false?
True.
Okay.
I do believe Baltimore is going to go ahead and steamroll New England. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a good game. I think Mark Andrews is going to have a good game. And I think Baltimore's defense is ready for this test. I think they can stop Tom Brady because a lot of teams, believe it or not, have actually done that. They have stopped Tom Brady.
Yep.
Even the Jets stopped Tom Brady.
Yep.
And hell, the Giants didn't look too bad against Tom Brady.
Right,
So
right.
I do believe Baltimore's defense is going to come through.
Okay.
New England's on the road. Give them their first loss.
You know, I like that as well. I think it's going to happen this weekend, Sunday night as well. So I'm looking forward to that game and looking forward to a Baltimore dub. What you got?
All right. This is for tonight's game. Kyler Murray right now is averaging 248 yards per game in the air. The 49ers defense is giving up an average of 157 yards
Yeah, not so
in
many.
the air
Yep.
per game.
Yep.
Can Kyler Murray become just the second quarterback to Andy Dalton to pass for over
Ben's
200
birthday boy.
just to pass for over 200 yards against this vaunted San Francisco defense?
I am gonna say false.
he's
You
not
know what?
gonna do it.
No, I don't think he will. San Francisco, like you said, they're holding people to 157 yards a game.
Yeah.
And a rookie quarterback coming in. Is it in San Fran?
They're in Arizona.
Oh, they're in Arizona.
They're in
Okay.
here. They're in the desert. They're in the
All right.
desert.
But San Francisco's defense is also playing at an extremely high level, just like the Patriots have been. Bosa, Nick Bosa on the Niners. If you didn't hear this, both the Bosa brothers were AFC and NFC Players of the Week for the Chargers and Niners. So it's a good week to be a Bosa.
Yeah.
And, the Niners defense is clicking. So I think they're going to give Kyler Murray all kinds of fits. And no, I don't see that happening for Murray. He's been on the last couple of weeks. He's struggled quite a bit. And now he gets the Niners. I think he's going to be seeing ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
All right.
I like it.
Okay, I got one last one for you, my friend. Minshew Mania.
Oh,
so we were
God.
talking about Garden Minshew earlier in the show.
Yep.
Garden Minshew heads across the pond for a divisional matchup against the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right, so he is averaging a hair under 20 fantasy football points a game at 19.75.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Will Minshew get over 20 this week? Minshew will get 20 points this week, true or false?
Minshew will get 20. He's going to get more. I like Gardner Minshew this week against Houston. Houston has given up a crap ton of points right now to quarterbacks. They're the fourth worst against quarterbacks right now. So, you know what? Giving up 20, almost 2,400 yards this season to quarterbacks? Yeah, I like me some Gardner Minshew. He actually came in, I think that was week 2 last year, or he came in that game. His first game in, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Was. His first start was against Houston. He actually put up very good numbers. I like me some Gardner Minshew. I do believe he's going to be a plus 20 in that one.
Yeah, buddy.
So love it.
There you go.
Gardner, you're a stud.
Marking it down as a true for Buffalo J on Gardner Minshew.
All right, that gives us one more.
All right.
One more, and this is actually going to lead us into our giveaway of the Wright Barbecue Company Peach Chipotle Sauce and also the Wright Barbecue Company Koozie. I'm going to post this later on tonight after the show so that you guys all have a chance to get in there and win on this. But my question's to you first.
Yeah.
This week, we get a awesome matchup of two golden boys right now. We got Adrian Peterson, who's 34 years old. We got Frank Gore, who's 36 years old. Right now, head-to-head in the running game, 34 yards. 34-year-olds for Adrian, 36 for Frank Gore. I got that. Will Frank Gore outperform Adrian Peterson? Right now, Frank Gore is averaging 4.4 yards a game. Adrian Peterson's right behind him at 3.8 a game. So they're both putting up some good numbers. Frank Gore's got more yards, but Adrian Peterson's not far behind. Will Frank Gore, the 36-year-old ageless wonder, will he outperform Adrian Peterson this week?
You know what? So we got old balls versus old balls.
God, you gotta love it.
And I do love it. I love me some Frank Gore.
They
love
both
Adrian
don't have no
Peterson.
hair. They're both bald. I love it.
And I'm going to have to lean towards Frank Gore against the 28th ranked defense against the rush. So that's where the Skins rank. So I'm going to. I like Buffalo's run D. I'll forgive last week. We'll call that as an anomaly. And give me
Frank
some Frank Gore.
Give you the Frank Gore.
Give me
So
some
Frank
Frank
Gore
Gore.
is the true on that.
Yeah, there
so
you
this
go.
is what the big question is of the week. To win yourself a bottle of Peach Chipotle barbecue sauce and also a Wright Barbecue Company koozie, the question to all you guys out there is, who is going to have the better game? I want you to put their name, whether it's Frank Gore or Adrian Peterson, plus I want you to give me the yardage you think they are going to go ahead and have. Whoever comes the closest is going to be the winner of the sauce and also the koozie. And again, I will post this later on tonight so everybody has a chance. So if you're not watching, that's fine as well. But I want everybody to get in on this. Who's it going to be? Frank Gore at 36 or Adrian Peterson at 34? I love it. Going against each other. It's going to be a great game.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Get your answers there in the comments. I love the giveaways. We're going to have more coming up as the season
We
goes
are.
on. We're only going into week 9. We have, 7 more weeks or so after this. There'll be a lot more coming up, so stay tuned.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
buddy.
Awesome.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
Well, I think it's time to go on to some...
The new six-pack?
Absolutely.
We're time for the
Fucking
new
A.
six-pack
Let's
of
do
the
some
week,
new
baby.
six-packs, baby.
Oh, week 9 six-pack. I love it. I'm going to have you start it off.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and get these sausages, a little bit of char on those sausages.
Okay.
'Cause that's always
All
good
right.
to have.
Yeah. All right, let me find my six-pack here. And let's lead off with Kenny Galladay.
Whoa.
So, NAU alum, Detroit Lion today at the Oakland Raiders. After a Week 7 dud, Galladay had a big Week 8. And I expect him to do the same against Oakland, who is number 27 against opposing fantasy wide receivers.
Yeah, buddy.
So Kenny Galladay, I know he's a top 10 play. You're going to play him every week. But again, after his dud a couple weeks ago, you might be a little worried about him. Don't be worried about Galladay. Put him in your lineup with confidence. Put him in your six-pack, baby.
Oh, I like it. My first one this week, and feeding off of that a little bit,
Okay.
it's gonna be Matt Stafford.
All right.
Going against Oakland. In his last 2 games right now, Matt Stafford is averaging over 350 passing yards a game, over 3 touchdowns a game, and over 30 fantasy points a game. Absolutely incredible for Matt Stafford. I'm looking for more of the same this week against a Raider defense who's given up over 24 points a week to quarterbacks. Look for Matt Stafford. Put him in your six-pack. He's busting that 30 again.
All right.
3 weeks in a row.
So.
3 weeks in a row.
I guess, I'm actually flipping a coin between Stafford and Minshew in one league. I like them both this week. And after what you just said, I might have to lean Stafford.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Next player I have in my six-pack is running back from Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry.
Ooh, I like it. I do like it.
The Panthers. So he looks to bounce back from his 7-point Week 8 dud. And he now gets a 27th ranked Carolina rushing D.
Yeah.
Again, against fantasy running backs, which is kind of surprising. You think Carolina would be a little bit better than that? Unfortunately, they're not. The Carolina Panthers have let up a league-leading 10 touchdowns on the ground. So Derrick Henry, the big man from Alabama, I see him getting probably 18 to 20 point range. Put him in your six-pack, baby.
I like it, especially with Ryan Tannehill. He's really got that off. Who would have thought Ryan Tannehill would get an offense moving? But, boy, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm going to keep on the running back theme, and I'm going to go to the flip side of that Detroit game. I'm going with Josh Jacobs. He's home against the Lions. You got to love his matchup on paper. Detroit has given up over 170 scrimmage yards to opposing running backs right now, and 1 rushing touchdown per game to running backs. The rookie Raider, he's averaging right now over 100 scrimmage yards a game.
Rookie Raider.
That's right, the rookie Raider. He's rushing for over 120 yards in 2 of his last 3 games. I'm looking for more of that. I believe Josh Jacobs is gonna be the man this week for Oakland. Put him in your six-pack.
There you go. All right. Next guy in my six-pack is Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
And,
More Bell.
So, we talk about streaming defenses and whoever, running backs, quarterbacks, whatever. The Jets and Dolphins play this week. So, Le'Veon Bell gets the Miami Dolphins. Le'Veon, the reason why I put him in my six-pack is because he had single digits the last 2 weeks. He really hasn't done anything to get anybody very excited. We mentioned that the Dolphins have been busy trading anybody not named Dan Marino. So, I like Le'Veon Bell, who gets the Dolphins defense, who is 30th against opposing fantasy running backs. And they love the most rushing yards in the league so far. So I look for Le'Veon Bell to get back on track against the Fins this week in week number 9, baby.
Definitely. I actually do like that play. I mean, Miami's given up a boatload of points to running backs. Le'Veon Bell is a solid play this week. My next one is going to be across that pond. And I'm going with DJ Baby Shark, baby. Give me some Baby Shark right now.
Last time, shark.
That's right. Last time these two teams met, Baby Shark, he had 7 catches, 55 yards, and a tutty. DJ's coming off a solid performance against the Jets, where he had a season high of 12 targets last week. Texans have given up over 1,200 passing yards in 4 road games this year, and the second most fantasy points to wide receivers. I like me some DJ Shark. I love Baby Shark. I got flamage going on the grill.
Love it.
Put DJ Shark in your six-pack.
All right.
I can kind of sit here
I
and
think
do
you,
this. This is kind of nice
It's
right
actually kind
now.
of, it's table high.
Wow.
The grill and the table are the exact same height.
I'm kind of enjoying this.
The next guy in my six-pack that I think Buffalo Jay will be appreciative of is Devin Singletary.
I love me some Singletary.
So Devin Singletary, who Buffalo Jay may or may not have traded for in one of our leagues, he gets the Washington Redskins. We talked about a little bit ago. Skins are 28th against opposing running backs. They also let up a shit ton of receptions to opposing running backs. They let up the third most in the league. This fits Devin Singletary's skill set perfectly.
Yes.
They let up a lot of yards on the ground. They let up a lot of receptions. This guy is going to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield. So give me some Devin Singletary. He got in the end zone last week. He got you 14 points. I think he's going to better that 14 points. I'm not going to say double, but he's going to better that. Maybe get you closer to the 20 range this week.
And I love the high
give me
step.
some Devin
I love the
Singletary
high
in
step.
my six-pack this week, baby.
Love it all day. All right, I'm going with right now. Here's a good one for you guys. Cameron Brate. Hey, look, Austin Hooper is on a bye week this week. Everett's on a bye this week. Cameron Brate at Seattle. Sneaky play. If O.J. Howard can't go, which it's looking like he's not going to, look for Cameron Brate to put up double-digit fantasy points against the Seahawks defense, who's currently given up over 15 points a week to tight ends, which is the fourth most in the league. I love me some Cameron Brate. I think Jameis is gonna be doing very good this week.
Hope so.
So, Cameron Brate, put him in your six-pack.
There you go. Yeah, Seahawks Bucks, they got a 51.5 over-under in Vegas on that game, so they're expecting a lot of points.
Yeah, they are.
All right, next man I have in my six-pack is none other than Kirk Cousins.
Woo,
So,
Kirky.
Kirk Cousins gets the Kansas City Chiefs. I expected to bounce back. He last Thursday against the Redskins, he did not do a hell of a lot. He was down Adam Thielen, but I think the Vikings had an extremely conservative game plan against a crappy team, against the Redskins. Maybe they want to show the Chiefs what they had coming up. I don't know. But he gets Adam Thielen back. As far as Adam Thielen's questionable, but I think he's on the right side of questionable going.
I think so.
Sunday.
I think you're right.
So he's going to get Thielen back. And, even without Mahomes, the Chiefs still have a lot of weapons where this, too, could be a high-scoring game. The Chiefs are ranked 23rd against opposing quarterbacks. So give me some Kirk Cousins in my six-pack.
Very nice. And you know what? You talk about Matt Moore.
Yeah.
At the Vikings, we got Kansas City.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. Sure, sexy. Everybody knows Travis Kelce was one of the number one tight ends drafted in most leagues.
He's sexy
but
as
he
hell.
has not been performing. Kelce was targeted 8 times last week by Matt Moore. He posted his highest fantasy points since week 2 last week. I'm looking for Kelce to hit over the 20-burger mark this week against the Vikings D, who's given up the 12th most fantasy points to tight ends. Give me some Travis Kelce. He's going to be a big old fail-safe, for Matt Moore. Kelce's six-packing. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice. I like it. I love the enthusiasm. All right. I kind of swore off my beloved. I, didn't think I was going to throw any of them in the six-pack ever again. And at least this year.
Wait. Could it be Hale Robinson?
Yep.
Yeah.
He gets the Eagles, right? So the Bears, obviously, last week they tried to establish a run. They did establish a run with Montgomery. He did have a decent week.
Montgomery had a good game.
Yeah, he finally scored like 20 points, I think, fantasy.
Matt Nagy actually ran the freaking ball last week.
He did a lot of other stupid things, but they did do well running the football. But, all right, Matt Nagy, I doubt you're watching, but hopefully after this week, maybe you will. You need to play your opponent's weaknesses, right? Eagles' weakness is stopping the pass.
Yeah. Yep.
So they are 31st defense against opposing fantasy wide receivers. So they need to feed A-Rob the ball early and often. Keep that running game going, but when you're throwing to A-Rob because, again, the Eagles have not been able to stop anybody through the air. So he didn't do a lot last week because they did focus on the run. But, hopefully the Bears are smart enough to mix the run in with the pass and give you some A-Rob in your six-pack and get you back up to that 18 and 20-point range, which you expect from him every week.
I like that. I actually do really like some Allen Robinson this week. I'm actually big and high on him this week as well.
Yep.
Solid six-pack member right there.
There you go.
My last six-pack player this week is none other than Michael Gallup. He is going to be a galloping ghost against the Giants. Back in week 1, Gallup was targeted 7 times. He caught all 7 passes for a $158, but he didn't find the end zone. I'm looking for Michael Gallup to hit pay dirt this week. Between him and Amari Cooper, they both finished against the Giants with 22 fantasy points. Look for him to be big against a vulnerable defense when it comes to wide receivers. Him or Cooper, I'm taking Michael Gallup. I like his matchup. Dak Prescott's going to throw for probably 400 yards again.
Whoa.
And that guy needs to be in your six-pack, baby.
Wow, there you go. There's another rounding edition of our 6-packs of the week. I hope you're all learning a little bit because we are giving you some.
I like to think we're giving
players
some good stat
something.
stuff, right? A little something here, and
something.
and our stuff that we like to ramble on about. And
Exactly.
I love
Ramble
it, man,
on.
right?
Okay. What we got next here, Jay?
I don't know, but I'm pouring myself another Alaskan ale because it's
That's good shit,
colder.
isn't it?
It is colder than. Let me tell you something.
That's a good beer.
That heater under. Oh, I see. You got your feet up.
Yeah.
That heater ain't working, and I figured out why. He's bogarting it because his feet are on top. The son of a bitch. I'm only teasing. It's all good. But hey, you know
Don't
what?
mind me. I'm just moving a little closer.
We're doing well here.
There we
It
go.
is cold. It's snowing. It's Halloween. It's trick or treat time. And now we got to get into our game previews.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Oh.
All right, let's do it. Let's do some game previews. The first game we have on tap next week. Why don't we go down?
You tell me.
Actually,
you give me what
I was
you
going to
want.
say let's go down to Jacksonville, but this game is actually being played across the pond in London.
It is. It is.
The last London game of the year. That Malort's coming back up on me.
God.
The last London game of the year. The game actually starts. I want to say 8:30 or 9:30 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have football all day on Sunday, baby.
Oh, I
With
can't
the
wait.
London game, your afternoon games, your late afternoon games, and then the night game. So, anyways, Houston at Jacksonville, technically at London. Houston's laying 2, 46.5 over under. We talked about Gardner Minshew, and we like this matchup for him this week. DeAndre Hopkins, again, obviously he's your number 1 wide receiver. Will Fuller's out. Kenny Stills seemed to be very still, so I'm not sure if I like him. You do have Carlos Hyde, running back in Houston, so I do like him. And obviously Leonard Fournette in Jacksonville, and DJ Shark, who Jay already gave a lot of love to. And of course I love DJ Shark too. He's been a top 10 receiver. After week 1, anybody picked him up on the waiver wire, so I'm pretty happy with Shark, baby.
Yeah. No, you know what? I like a lot of guys right now with Jacksonville this week. Whether you're a wide receiver for Jacksonville, whether you're the quarterback Gardner Minshew with Jacksonville, I'm really high on those guys this week. I think they're going to go off. I mean, Houston is second worst against wide receivers. That says something right there. As far as running backs go, both teams are right about mid-level against running backs. So if you're going to be playing some Carlos Hyde, some Duke Johnson, Leonard Fournette may have a little bit of a rough game this week in London. But hey, you know what? It's going to be a good game. I'm looking for the wide receivers. I'm definitely looking for DJ Chark.
Oh, yeah.
And I really like me some Gardner Minshew this week. You know what? I'm not going to jump on the Minshew mania. I already did that one time and it killed me. So, you know what? That's what I got on that one.
There you go.
And I'm going to go ahead and get this Italian beef.
All right.
Basting.
Why
in
do you do
some
that?
Beautiful.
Why don't we
Ah,
move
shoot.
on to Pittsburgh, where the Indianapolis Colts come in as a 1-point favorite into the Steelers territory. So we got a expecting a lower scoring game. We're looking at 43 points on the over-under there. And I mentioned that the Colts are a 1-point favorite. Again, as far as Colts backfield, I like me Marlon Mack. I do like me some T.Y. Hilton in this game. And Jacoby Brissett's been, again, we talked about him last week.
Yep.
He's been a good surprise this week. Steelers, obviously, you got Juju. Keep an eye on James Conner. I'm obviously worried about that. What else we got in this game? The Colts tight ends, Doyle and Ebron. You know, again, it's tough. You flip a coin. You don't know which one's going to have the better game.
Exactly. I mean, where I'm kind of thinking maybe something could happen is going to be with Marlon Mack. I am big on Marlon Mack. I think Marlon Mack is going to have a decent game.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough one because both defenses are actually playing very, very well. We're going to be playing in Pittsburgh. How's Indy going to do? Outside that dome, is Jacoby Brissett going to keep going and keep rolling with what he's been doing?
Right.
Hard to say. Jacoby Brissett could be a tough play this week.
You know,
People
good.
streaming quarterbacks might be a tough play this week.
Yep. There you go. All right. Indy, Pittsburgh. Why don't we move on to the Pacific Northwest, where we got Tampa Bay visiting Seattle. So we talked a little bit about this earlier.
Go pack up.
Again, it's a
Go pack up.
high-scoring game. 51.5 points is the over/under. Seattle is laying 6 at home against the Bucs coming in there. Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson. Hopefully it's a shootout if you have both of those guys on your, if you have either one of those quarterbacks on your team. Tyler Lockett. I like Tyler Lockett a lot in this game. DK Metcalf, we talked about him earlier too. Throw him as the flex, why not? Again, he gets tons of red zone targets. Hopefully he'll get more than 2 catches and 13 yards.
Hopefully.
And again, if he gets to that 50-yard range and the 3 catches and a couple touchdowns, now you're really happy. So again, get Metcalf in there, get Lockett, give me some Russell Wilson. Chris Carson's been a starting running back every week. Tampa Bay backfield, no thanks. I don't want any part of that. We talked about Cameron Brate. We love some Cameron Brate this week. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So, Godwin or Evans. One of the guys goes off, the other guy goes in the back,
Right.
in the passenger seat. So what the hell's going to happen this week?
Well, all right. So as far as I'm concerned, Mike Evans, sure, he's been a solid number 1 play. He actually was rumored to be traded, which was really, really crazy coming from Tampa Bay. But I honestly don't like either one of them this week. I don't like a lot of the upside that they're giving. Seattle is actually a very good defense against wide receivers. They're 10th best in the league right now against wide receivers. I'm not looking for a lot of points. Jameis Winston is probably going to be passing the ball around a little bit. I like Cameron Brate in this one, definitely. Between Evans, and Godwin,
Yeah.
you might see 4 catches each, but you're not going to see a lot of yardage. Maybe you'll get a touchdown. You're definitely going to do better than Larry Fitzgerald. You're going to do better than Larry Fitzgerald. But honestly, I'm looking more from Seattle on that side of the ball this week. I do believe their wide receivers are going to be very, very well. Obviously, Russell Wilson is a number 1 quarterback. You've got to be playing some Russell Wilson.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that game a lot. Another game I'm looking forward to is Minnesota at Kansas City. So we got the Vikings actually are favored by 2 heading into Kansas City. Jay and I talked about this earlier this week, and I think we'll say there were 9 road teams that were favored this week. A lot of road love, and so obviously with Mahomes being out, that's why the Vikings are laying 2 going into Kansas City. 48.5 is a pretty big number, so they do expect a lot of scoring in this game.
Yeah.
We talked about Cousins earlier. We talked about them getting Thielen back. Chiefs backfield, again, kind of like the Buccaneers backfield. I really don't want any part of it because you don't know who's going to do what. I don't have any confidence in anybody giving you solid points week to week. You got Tyreek Hill, you got your Kelsey. Maybe more. Maybe more could be a good streaming option this week. But Kirk Cousins, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, those are all the guys that you want to make sure you are playing every week.
Dalvin Cook has got a great matchup this week going against Kansas City, who's given up 10 touchdowns this year to running backs. They're giving up the 2nd most points, fantasy points, to running backs. Dalvin Cook is a very, very good matchup this week. I touched on Travis Kelce. If there's a weak spot with Minnesota, it's going to be against the tight ends. With the wide receivers, Minnesota's actually not too shabby. They're giving up some points. They're middle of the road. But you know what? Who do you trust in that with Matt Moore? Matt Moore's going to be hitting. He's going to definitely be hitting Travis Kelce. As far as running backs go for Kansas City, I wouldn't be playing them this week.
Yeah.
Minnesota is solid against the run. They're the 6th best team against the run. I don't like LaShawn McCoy. I don't like the Williams boys.
No.
Try to stay away from them. Matt Moore's going to have a tough time, but he's going to hit Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I can see that's really going to be happening this week.
There you go. All right, buddy. All right. Why don't we move into the East Coast? We got 2 East Coast games left.
You're saving
And,
that Bear game for last, aren't you?
No, I am not.
You're
I'm
not?
just going
Okay.
Bears right now.
Okay.
So we
All
got
right.
the Bears going into
Bears!
Philadelphia. The
Bears.
The Eagles are laying 5. Your over/under is 43 points in that game. So might be on the lower scoring side. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points from our Bears. They haven't shown me much in the past few weeks or even all freaking season.
Yeah.
Again, A-Rob is the guy I like. If they keep feeding Montgomery like they did last week, maybe you get Montgomery as a sneaky flex play. Other than that, there's not much. And then I'm starting to get worried about the Bears defense. The Bears defense was obviously a top 10 play every week in the start of the season, but I think they might be starting to fade out of that. They're still up there. They're still the number 5 defense right now, fantasy-wise, but they're not putting up big, sexy numbers. Last week they only had, actually the last 3 weeks, not including the bye, is 4 points each week. So they're fading. So you might want to, I hate to say it, but have the Bears defense, you might want to look for another streaming option. Eagles, we talked about the revenge game. You got Alshon Jeffrey and Jordan Howard. Both will probably be licking their chops to show the Bears that they fucked up by letting them go. And there you go. That's what I was kind of looking at with the Bears and Eagles. I don't like my Bears, unfortunately, this week. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not feeling very good about it.
Where we all can agree on is that Philadelphia definitely has a very, very vulnerable defensive back. So where the Bears are going to actually do very well is going to be with their wide receivers. We touched on Allen Robinson. Definitely think he's going to be doing some good. As far as the Bears go on defense, where Philadelphia probably could actually do some good is going to be with the tight end position. So whether you're looking for Zach Ertz or me personally, Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert could be a really sneaky play in this game. The Bears right now against tight ends are 9th in the league as far as giving up the 9th most points to tight ends. So I like me some Dallas Goedert in this.
There you
And
go.
also in
Okay.
the running game. I think in the running game, the Bears are the 10th worst run defense. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But Jordan Howard is going to want to go off against his old
think so,
team.
too.
I think Alshon's going to be kept in check. But I do believe Jordan Howard and Dallas Goedert are probably some solid plays right now on that Bears team, or on that Philadelphia team against that Bears defense.
Yeah, Jordan Howard's going to be motivated to show both teams that he's the best fucking running back on either team on that field on Sunday.
I agree.
To be honest, I think he is the best running back on either team on that field.
Yeah.
So there we go, and that leads us into one last Sunday night game on the East Coast.
What a game.
New England at Baltimore.
I like it. I like it.
It was part of our true false earlier, where Jay thinks, and actually I do too, think that New England could be looking at their first L of the season. New England is laying 3.5 in that game, and so I'd definitely take me some Baltimore in the points if I'm in Vegas at Caesars making a bet. And 45, which is a decent over/under, so there could be some scoring in this game. We talked about Belichick likes to take away your weapons, right? So they're going to be trying to shut down Lamar Jackson and Ingram. The running game is the Baltimore strength, so that's what they're going to try to stop. So maybe that opens up Marquise Hollywood-Brown, who's coming back from an injury this week, and Mark Andrews, the tight end for the Ravens. That's a good play as well. As far as the Patriots, obviously Julian Edelman, right? Tom Brady, I'm not sure what Brady's going to give us this week. I think Brady's the guy who kind of hovers around that 20 points or so a week. I think he might be under 20.
I would agree with that.
I don't want to do a red flag because I hate Malort. But I think under 20 might be reasonable for Brady this week.
This is going to be one heck of a game right now. And what did you have projected for that over-under right now?
45.
45 points right now is the over-under in this game. I am definitely looking at the under in this one. I think this is going to be a fantastic defensive battle. All right, where New England
Thank you.
could be vulnerable is going to be against, and I thought I had it very handy, but I guess I do not. New England, where are you? Damn, I guess there's not.
What are you looking for?
Look at that. They're number one against the running back. They're number one against tight ends. They're number one against quarterbacks. Maybe with the wide receivers. Maybe.
We'll see.
Baltimore, though, is right there as well.
Yeah.
Baltimore's doing very well. The only vulnerable spot with Baltimore, they're middle of the road with wide receivers. So, Julian Edelman, Mohamed Sanu, Philip Dorsett, maybe you guys are going to see Tom Brady would try to spread the ball around a little bit, but I'm not looking for a lot of offensive fantasy points out of this game. Lamar Jackson, I think, poses a big threat against New England. I really do. New England has not faced a quarterback like this year. I think Lamar Jackson is going to do a lot of different things in this game. I think John Harbaugh is going to be scheming a lot of friggin' plays. I'm looking for Baltimore to do some good things. I truly think they're going to win this game. I really do.
I do too.
And Tom Brady, I think he's going to struggle. He's going to struggle away from Foxborough.
Yep.
He's going to have a hard time trying to find receivers. His offensive line's going to struggle. This is going to be a great game. It's going to be a great
Sunday
game.
night. It's going to be a crazy crowd. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm
really
looking like
forward to it.
16-13.
Looking
I
forward
really
to
am.
it.
16-13.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm looking
Jay's
at.
taking the under. All right.
Oh, definitely
All right.
taking the under.
There
on
we
that
go.
one.
Okay. That wraps
Whoa.
up our games of the week, sir.
Wow. We gotta get into our food.
We gotta get our
Damn,
food
let's get
section
into some
here
food
and
here. So
wrap
what
the
we got
sucker
going
up
on?
because we're
We're
getting
gonna-
close
oh,
to
my
kickoff
God. This is
of
so
the
great.
Niners and Cards.
All right, so let's grab ourselves a couple of plates.
All right.
Man, it's so cold. I feel like I'm like
I didn't
late.
stand up.
I'm late to the party right now. Good lordy deli. All right, yeah, stand up.
You
Boy,
betcha. Yeah, buddy.
No Africa over here.
Well, we'll find Africa. Don't worry about that.
So here's what we got. We got this nice seitan. What the hell did I do with the tongs? All right, here we go. We're gonna be throwing the sausage on here. Second, just like so. A nice Italian beef combo. You've got to have the sausage. You've got to have the Italian beef on top of that son of a gun.
Right.
Look, one more piece. Give me one more piece on there. God bless it.
Yeah,
It's
serious
so cold.
combo
It's
going
so
on here.
cold.
Oh,
We gotta have our the jardiniere.
easy for me.
Little bit. Spoonage. Just gonna throw nice. It's a mild jardiniere. Nothing crazy on that. We'll put it mainly over on that side. Put a couple little carrots on that side over there. Right, just like so. Some nice probies.
Look at this.
Oh,
Man.
goodness. And it
Again,
is
tailgate at 31
freaking
degrees. You're going to be doing it.
cold. That's what you do. That's
What you do. That's what
Grab
you do.
that
That's what we
cheese.
do.
Put
You do it in
that
Buffalo.
cheese
You do it
on
in
there.
Chicago. You do it
Just
in New
like
Jersey.
so. Fold it in half. Go on, grab that knife for me real quick. I'm gonna grab a couple of poppers.
Which knife you want? The big one?
Yeah, just a good
There you
knife.
go.
Oh, grab these poppers right here, like so. Just like that. Grab the knife. We're gonna cut this bad boy in half.
Yeah, buddy.
Kickoff is on its way. Gonna be a great game. Ugh. Put it on the plate.
Right, put it on the plate.
Grab you a popper. Put that cheese
Get
like
that back out
Put that
there.
on
Get
there like
on there,
so.
baby.
Come on, buddy.
Checking that out. There you go. You got the popper. You got the combo. Come on. I'm in heaven.
goodness.
I'm in heaven.
I know, right? It is. It's poppers.
Here we go.
It's beef combos, Italian sausage, Italian
Absolutely.
beef, provolone
Yeah,
chardonnay.
buddy.
That's what we got going on. It's a Halloween special, right?
Absolutely. Halloween special in the snow.
With the snow.
We pulled it
30
off, man.
degrees.
Exactly
Trick or treaters. This is what you do. Tailgate style.
You buddy.
Titties, beers, and tailgate style.
Yeah, buddy. We'll see you. Good luck in week number 9.
luck to all
We'll
you
see
guys.
you back for week 10. That is a wrap, and
That's
we
a
are
cheers.
out of here.
Outta
That's
here.
a big cheers.
Good Lord, dude.
Low battery.